Well, hello everybody. Welcome back. Say today I'm going to do a video. I saw Vinyl Richie this morning did a video. Gave me an idea. I guess it's a tag or a thread going around. It show one album from every decade. So I've got 7 records because I've got 7 decades. First one, Frank Zappa, Hot Rats. This is from '69, so it makes it into the '60s. And this particular album, I was trying last night to find out because I know I've had it for a long time, and there was something special about the record when I got it, besides the fact it's in the shrink. It's got a sticker on the back which says 3 pounds 95. So, and then when I looked on Discogs, I had a hard time finding it. But the only thing that matches up, because it's sure the dead wax, the numbers, everything, looks to be a UK first pressing, which I find it hard to believe, but that's the best I can come up with. But anyway, this is number 1 on the list. And this record, for folks that don't know, it's kind of a jazz fusion funk, a little bit of avant-garde going on in this record here. And it's really a showcase for Frank Zappa playing his guitar, because it's 95% of the record is instrumental. There's a little bit on, I think it's Willie the Pimp. Yeah, that Captain Beefheart sings, for about a minute, not even that long in the song. And then there's another cameo by Jean-Luc Ponty, and he doesn't play long either, about a minute or so, but it's unmistakable who's playing the violin. Like I said, most of the record is about Frank Zappa playing his guitar, and on the side 2, the second song, there's quite a long saxophone solo, and it's on the same, the jazz, fusion, funk, but he gets a little bit avant-garde at a certain point, kind of dipping his toe a little bit into that Sun Ra, but only for about 10 seconds, so it's just perfect. And then the third song on the second side, the last song, again, it's the same style, but then Frank joins in with his guitar, and it gets a more avant-garde as it goes along. But it's really done really tastefully. This was the only record by Frank Zappa to crack the top 10 in the UK. Of all the records he's made, which he's made, I don't know, I used to have about 20 of them. He's made a lot of records. This is the only one that cracked the top 10 in the UK. There's a song on here called Son of Mr. Green Jeans. And it started an urban legend that said, and I actually believed it for quite a while, that Mr. Green Jeans was Frank's dad. Because, Hollywood, and I saw Frank Zappa on some of those early shows on black and white TV. He was actually a guest on a few, so I thought maybe he had some connections in Hollywood, but it's no truth to the rumor. No, he's not Mr. Green Jean's son. Actually, Frank was born in Baltimore in 1940, and his dad was named Francis. Overall, this is I think one of his best records. One of his top 3 anyway that I enjoy. If you don't like Lumpy Gravy and Uncle Meat and that kind of stuff, this is a departure. It's not like those records. This is really, and I've got 3 records of Frank. One is called Guitar. It's a double LP, and it's excerpts from all of Frank Zappa's live concerts where it's guitar solos. So it's just him playing the guitar. And then there's of course a 3 LP out there called Shut Up and Play Your Guitar, which is again 3 LPs full of guitar solos by Frank. So this one kind of goes up in there, but this now is the 1969 where he's a little bit avant-garde prog rock kind of funk kind of music. And he plays the guitar. He's an excellent guitar player. That's why I've got so many of his records that he's playing guitar on, because he's really good. Okay, that's 1969. Now we got into the 70s. This is an earlier 70s record. It's from a Finnish band called Tels Valiant Presidenti. They're from Finland. This record was first on Love Records, and this is the one I bought originally was on a 1973 German Green Brain label, which I bought used at a record store, and it was kind of a VG condition. It was like, you know, excellent minus kind of thing. It was nice enough to buy, but not nice enough to be, you know, make the grade nowadays. So I was lucky enough. There was a guy, a German seller on eBay, had 3 of his records, and this is like the middle one. It's a nice big gatefold cover. It's a textured cover. Very, very beautiful artwork on it. Comes with, if I can get it out, stuck in there. Comes with a 7-inch, very nice. And I got the low variant. I got the colored vinyl version. This record is actually kind of similar to Hot Rats. It's kind of a jazz fusion, more on the progressive rock side of things than on the funk side. Does have some avant-garde elements in it. And then we've got Julia Tolkien on here, who is a really, really good guitar player. And he has one long guitar solo on side 2, which is more on the rock style of guitar. But what I really enjoy most about this record is how there's flute and there's saxophone. The same fellow plays the flute and saxophone. So they play in tandem. They're playing the same notes and they're playing really fast. And they do it a lot together. The guitar and the saxophone, or either the guitar and the flute. And they play together on almost every song. They're playing together. They play fast. They play the same notes. I really enjoy that. Kind of what they do on some jazz records. They do the same type of thing. And really good record. Really highly recommended. It's different. It's not like a normal type of record you're used to listening to. More like on the Hot Rats thing. Number 3, this is the 80s now. 88 this is a Canadian band, Blue Rodeo, and they are kind of a country progressive rock, kind of a country rock, progressive country rock, I guess you'd call it. And the lead singer is fantastic. He has a fantastic voice. Kind of reminds me of Chris Isaak, the way he can sing. And that style, that kind of a haunting. This band does have that kind of a haunting sound to it. And every song on the record is good. I have 3 of their albums, and they're all really good. Every song on here is really good. It's kind of a little bit, I wouldn't say pop music, but sort of kind of on that. Really good, really catchy tunes. When I first got this record, I couldn't keep it off the turntable. I actually even bought the cassette because I had a Walkman cassette at the time. And I kept playing the cassette. I always played it wherever I went. Had it in the car, had it. Yeah, I fell in love with this record when it first came out. Really, really good. Then we go to the 90s. Got a band called Morphe. Now, this band, Mark Sandman, he's lead vocals and he plays a 3-string slide bass. Then you've got a saxophone player and a drummer. And the saxophone player is phenomenal. These guys, Mark Sandman has written some fantastic, catchy, really different kind of lyrics. It's just a lot of fun. These records and the musicianship is so good. If you're not familiar with the band Morphe, and I've talked about them a few years ago, I highly recommend this band. I've got all their stuff, all their records that they've ever done. And of course, this is on the Run Out Groove, which is a double record. And it has 2 records. One is a bunch of outtakes and one is the normal record. And Run Out Groove, now, you know, of course, being from the 90s, this stuff's all digital. But Run Out Groove runs that tape down there in Memphis through an all analog chain, and they come out. I mean, these sound like it's from analog productions. These things, they are dynamite, very dynamic, sound fantastic. Can't recommend that Run Out Groove. They do a fantastic job. Now we're into the 2001. Leonard Cohen. I love Leonard Cohen. This is the first record I think he put out in 10 years. He was in a convent writing all the songs. I mean, I'm telling you what, deep, beautiful. This is another record that sounds fantastic. It's one of those records I put on a lot of times when I have company and I want to show them how great the stereo sounds and how cool the music can be. Yeah, this is one of those records. Leonard Cohen, 10 new songs. Here we have, from 2013, Jimi Hendrix. And this is called People, Hell, and Angels. It's on a gatefold jacket. I really love that silvery, silvery black, silver cover. Of course, it's a double record. And all of these later Jimi Hendrix records now, they're all produced by Chad Kassem over at Quality Records. And they all come with a really nice book. Cool pictures, right? And it's pretty thick, stout book. It's not thin. Nicely done. This is probably about my favorite Jimi Hendrix record. It's hard to believe that they can still find music that was never put on any of his earlier records and then combine it with a few other things and get 2 full records full of this stuff. And it's just phenomenal. It's just great. This is one of my favorite Jimi Hendrix records. Fantastic. I don't listen to it enough. It's so good. And then for 2020, we got Currumbin. If you're not familiar with this band, they're out of Texas. There's a gal that she plays the bass, and she's a singer. And then you have the lead singer, which is a fella on the lead guitar, and then you have a fella playing the drums. 3-piece group. They're all tight. They're all great. It's kind of a psych, Thai funk, kind of spacey. The guy on the guitar is really good. They have a lot of extended jams, it's not a lot of singing in the record, but they do a lot of good instrumental. There's some singing in it, I should say. They do a lot of melodies and things in here. Just really, really, really good music. And it's a kind of a more mellow, gets you in a more, if you're in kind of a laid back, kind of spacey mood. This is really good music. And they've got a couple other records ahead of this one, I think, that are even better than this one. But yeah, they've got some highly sought after currumbin if you don't know about them. And so that's going to conclude the video for today. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Don't forget now, if you've been this long, to like the video, share the video, enjoy it, leave some comments. On the last video I didn't say all that stuff and not getting too many likes, nobody's leaving any feedback. So please do that. I really, really, really enjoy it. And again, thanks for watching, and bye for now.